Um, what encouraged your brother to be a leader?
Well, first of all, he was the first Japanese-American attorney in Oregon, and he thought, he's kind of right there. He sets the precedent being an attorney. And then when he couldn't get a job, well, I'll back up. When he tried to start his practice in Portland in 1939, there wasn't much business for him because, first of all, he's Japanese-American. In those days, there was quite a bit of prejudice against Asians, against Chinese and Japanese-Americans. So his clientele was, of course, rather relatively poor clients who were of his own ancestry, in other words, Japanese Americans. So he didn't have much business. So he went to work for a Japanese consulate in Chicago in '39, and he worked there for 2 years. And then when the war broke out, which is December 7th, 1941, he immediately resigned his job at the consulate in Chicago and came back to Oregon, to Portland, actually, because he also held a commission in the Army Reserve, because he was a second lieutenant through the ROTC program. Are you familiar with ROTC? Reserve Officers Training Corps? Well, that was mandatory in those days, in '38, '39, for most men. And when they graduated, he got a reserve commission as a second lieutenant in the Army. And so, anyway, after Pearl Harbor, he came back because he was ordered to report to Vancouver Barracks, which is across the river. And that time, it was a military installation. But because he was Japanese ancestry, they turned him away and told him, no, don't come back, we don't want you. So he, again, just tried to start his practice in Portland. And this time he had a lot of business because at that time, because of the war situation, prejudice was really rampant for the Japanese. And for example, the city of Portland refused to renew the business licenses for anybody of Japanese ancestry, hotel licenses, business licenses, and so on. So, and being the only attorney, Japanese attorney, and he had a lot of business. But then he realized that, a lot of these things, like the city commission of Portland refused to grant a renewal license for the business. This is in January 42 now. They refused to renew it. So that put the Japanese business owners, like hotel owners and some people who were running restaurants, in a terrible business, because if they lost their license, they were out of business. So he tried to help them that way. And that's when he realized that, hey, he's a very important cog in the machinery here. That's what really got him started, I think.